Welcome back, guys. I hope everybody's having a fine Thursday or whenever you're watching this. So a UFC fight, not a UFC, an MMA fighter has disarmed a man wielding a knife. Now, I can't show the video because it's too graphic. Well, it's not graphic. There's no blood or anything, but I don't know how YouTube would sort of pick that up. They might, take down the video. We know what YouTube's like. So if you want to go watch this video, it's on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'll leave the link for it in the description of this video. The Bloody Elbow put it up. Crazy stuff, absolutely crazy stuff. We're going to read an article now in just a little minute. But first off, guys, if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell. It really, really helps me out. That's all you have to do. I do not want your money. I do not want anything from you. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and like the video. That's it. That's all I'm asking you to do. And that really, really helps me out. I enjoyed speaking about this MMA stuff. I know it's taken a wee while to get into it. Some videos do well, some videos don't. I'm doing a whole Sean Strickland series at the minute. My fight companions, right, do not do well on YouTube. But anytime I do them on TikTok, the last time I done them on TikTok, hundreds of people tuned in. So if you want to go follow me on TikTok and you can tune into my fight companions, I will be doing them here, like half here, Rumble, Twitter, and then the other half on TikTok. To do really well on TikTok. TikTok promotes all my stuff. It's crazy. Where YouTube doesn't really promote my stuff. I think it's because of the stuff I spoke about in the past. I spoke about a lot of stuff before I was speaking about MMA, and YouTube's just like, no, we're not letting this channel grow. We're going to just stop it right here. Stop this train right here. And that's okay. Listen, whatever. It is what it is. I know it'll open up someday, but I'm enjoying speaking about this MMA stuff. And I came across this story, man, and I was like, wow. I mean, the MMA fighter in general, before we get into this article, wasn't like somebody with a crazy record. This guy was like, had 5 fights, 2 losses, 1 draw or something like that. But because of his consistent training from, I think, 2013 to 2018, and he's retired now, whenever this guy, you want to see the video, man, it's crazy. The guy comes at him with a knife, a massive blade, swings it at him. Your guy ducks under, takes him down, chokes him out, and that's all she wrote. It's absolutely crazy. But I have to say, untrained people shouldn't do that. But it just shows you, right, that even if you are not the best of MMA fighter, that you still have that skill set. We all like to think that we're John Wick. We all like to think that we can, men walk out of the door and think, I could beat everybody out here. But in reality, when we're faced with conflict, especially with a guy wielding a knife, we don't know what to do. I have to say, on a side note, though, America has fallen, guys. Like, I don't know about you. Listen, I'm from Ireland. We have our own problems here, but America has fallen. Like, the videos that I'm seeing from America at the minute were zombies. It's like a zombie apocalypse everywhere you go. San Francisco, I know people in San Francisco that are saying, look, this place is just gone. These sort of Democrat-ran states, there's other places, like not all of the places in America. Obviously, America is a beautiful place. It's a massive, massive country. Like, one of their states can be bigger than my whole country. I get that. So you're going to get more crime, more drugs, more everything. And it's really hard to police that. But when you've got a situation where an MMA guy, like just some random professional ex-fighter, gets targeted by a man wielding a knife and he has to use his skills. Imagine this was a pregnant lady. Imagine this was a woman. Imagine if this was you with no skills. This guy just comes up and starts swinging a knife at you. This would be a completely different story. This would be a news article, not about MMA, but about a crazy guy, probably filled with drugs, attacking and murdering an innocent person. And it's like, these places are just, America's gone, guys. It's literally fallen. They need to do something ASAP. That's just on a side note. I love America. I love Americans. I love my American audience. I think these are fantastic people. I've got a lot of family that live in America, from Georgia, New York, New Jersey, Boston, all over, and everywhere in between. And a lot of friends from Kansas, LA, San Francisco, Texas. America is a beautiful country, right? But there's definitely an issue right now, 100%. I don't know if we're seeing it more because there's more information coming out of America, but and like other countries are like propaganda ran, like Russia and all those places where you don't really see it. Maybe they have the same issues, but you're not really seeing it. But what I'm seeing from America at the minute, it's very, very sad. You know, it's like, I'm not a communist. I'm not really a socialist. I can understand the argument, but capitalism ran amok is definitely destroying America, where you've got like pharmaceutical companies, you have all these different companies coming in and just destroying the populace, like with their, you know, you're allowed to advertise drugs on TV. It's like, what? That's a conflict of interest when you have the media basically in bed with the pharmaceutical companies. You know, the FDA isn't any, you know, if you watch the series on the Sackler family on Netflix, it's like, yeah, the FDA isn't what they're made out to be. So, yeah, crazy stuff. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get into an article. We're going to find out the full information in this, and let's react to this fully. Retired MMA fighter slams attacker wielding 15-inch knife. Man, that is some crazy, crazy shit. And I don't want to show the video, right? But there's the screenshot of when he took him down. He literally got him in some weird... It wasn't a takedown. It was like... Well, it was a takedown, but it was like a judo throw. He like judo threw him to the... What I can remember, maybe it was a takedown, but it was like a judo throw. As I say, head over now to X, formerly known as Twitter. I'll leave the link in the description. Head over to the Bloody Elbow now and give it a watch. It's not that long, I believe. It could be longer, actually. I only watched a couple of seconds of it. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy that a guy was put in that type of situation. Like imagine if this guy wasn't trained. He didn't know what he was doing. I mean, this would be a completely different story. Just a quick reminder before we get started. The first rule of self-defense is run away if you can, no matter how heated. Almost no confrontation is worth risking life and limb over. And that's 100% correct. I was listening to a guy, Jocko Willick, and like, this guy's a killer. This guy's Navy SEAL, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. This guy should be filled with every type of ego. And he was like, well, yeah, if I get approached by any type of guy that with any type of physicality, whether it be 7 stone or 27 stone, regardless of their skill set, I'm running away. That's the best form of self-defense. We live in a world, guys, where everybody's just full of ego. The amount of situations I've been in Ireland growing up, thinking about it, I've always known to walk away, because I'll never forget my grandfather saying to me, you can hit somebody, right? They could fall to the ground, hit their head. Even if they've attacked you, they could die, and you'll still get done for manslaughter, and you're still getting sentenced to like 7 years in jail, doing 4 to 7 years in jail for a situation that if you had ran away, okay, maybe if everybody's around you, they might think, well, he's a pussy, but you're not going to be in jail. You know, so I always took that with me, and I've always walked away from fights no matter where I am. I've never been this guy, even though I've done a bit of boxing training, I've done a bit of jiu-jitsu. You know, I do know how to handle myself, but I tell my son, if you can get away from a situation, run away, get away. And coming from Ireland, the north of Ireland, you know, man, I've been in some tricky situations. The whole Protestant and Catholic thing, it's not as bad anymore. But I remember being in some dodgy areas where I just shouldn't have been, absolutely pissed out of my mind, and having to sober up really, really fast, and being approached by people with weapons. You know, one guy had a gun in a house, and you know, weapons are illegal here. You're not, well, if you have a land or a farm or something, you can own a weapon, but they're not as prevalent as they are in like America. And like me just having to get out of the situation ASAP, where some people don't have that common sense. So yeah, I really have to go by that. If you're ever in a situation, make ego the bottom of your list. Only fight if you have to fight. If anybody's out there on the internet saying things, doing things, they're going to do absolutely nothing, man. Do you know what I mean? It's different if somebody breaks into your house and you don't have a choice and they're going to threaten your family. Yeah, of course, fight. Do whatever you need to do. Do that time in jail, even if it's, you know, doing something really bad to defend yourself. But if you can get out of a situation, do it 100%, man. You know, this guy was put into a situation where he was literally attacked by with a man wielding a 15-inch knife. I don't mean to be, I'm not preaching at you, but I'm really want to emphasize on that ego is not going to save you in prison. Ego is not going to be there for you whenever you're locked up for 16 hours of the day, and you know you're there for 4 to 7 years, or even worse, maybe you get done for murder. You know, that's, you're putting your life into other people's hands. That said, sometimes you can't run away, so it helps to know how to stand your ground and fight if you must. Again, the emphasis, you should only stand and fight if you absolutely have to. And that's another emphasis I have to put on here. Everybody should do a bit of training. I don't care what martial art it is. I don't care if it's boxing, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. If you get good at something, right, and you don't have to do it every single day. You can go maybe like twice a week, once a week, whatever. But that consistently will build up, and you will get those repetitions, and regardless of your age, and you will then be better equipped to deal with situations like this. So always train on something and humble yourself. There's too many guys out there that know absolutely jack shit. Oh, I'm a street fighter, dude. I'm a street fighter. I just go red and everything goes blank, and I wake up and there's bodies everywhere. Those guys are just like, oh, I know Aikido. Don't learn Aikido and think that you're going to go outside and defend against somebody who's wielding a knife. That shit does not work. Trust me on that. I'm going to do a whole series on fake martial arts. It just does not work. Trust. Well, sometimes it works, but you really need to know other things. Do you know what I mean? It's bullshit, man. It's absolute bullshit. MMA vet Javier Baez. I think that's how you say his name. I think this is like a Mexican dude or something, or South American sort of origins, but American, like Mexican American or something. I think that's how you say his name. Javier Baez. I could be wrong. I apologize if I get the name wrong. Javier. I'm going to say Javier. MMA vet Javier Baez disarms knife-wielding attacker. Retired MMA fighter Javier Baez hasn't fought in the cage since 2018, when he dropped his second fight in a row, losing to Diego Silva via submission in the second round of their XFN 2022 bout. But Baez made the news this week when he used his grappling skills to subdue a dude with a huge knife. And there is the fight there on Bloody Elbow, guys. Look, you can see it right there. I'm not going to play it because YouTube will just not favor that. This isn't X. And X, you can do whatever you want. There's like literal pornography all over Twitter, X, all over. Like, I seen one of a fish doing something to a dude. No joke. I literally watched a video of a guy getting sucked off by a fish, by a carp or some shit. Literally seen that yesterday, and I was like, wow, what am I watching here? Full thing, wiener out, fish going at it like it's some hungry bitch in a club looking for 50. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. It's just, X is crazy. BS seemed unperturbed in the aftermath, dropping lots of classic quotes as he told his local NBC crew. When you train so many times, it becomes just a reflex. That's the proper way of saying that you know how to fight. Not that I just go blank and I see red and like I just wake up and there's bodies everywhere. This is the correct way that you should train and then gloat. When you train so many times, it becomes just a reflex. That is the correct way to destroy ego. He was out there screaming, going crazy. I think he was drugged up. I put him in a chokehold and he kind of just let it go. No one is worried about anything else but breathing when you are losing, or 100% of if anybody's been in a chokehold. I remember being in a chokehold with I'm 16 stone. This guy was 9 stone. This guy gets me into a chokehold. It was the first time I've ever done Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And I've done Japanese jiu-jitsu too. I think actually this one was in Japanese jiu-jitsu. And he got me into a chokehold, man, and he got the hooks in. I just didn't know what to do. And he was like, "This is where you tap." And I was like, "Okay, I'm out. I was, this is some crazy shit." I was coughing for like 5 minutes. And yeah, if you're getting choked out, man, it doesn't matter what situation you're in, you just need to breathe. It's like you're being drowned by somebody. I was able to hold him down with my knee and call the cops. He woke up and the cops came and it was good, easy. So think about that. The guy goes to stab him with a 15-inch knife, goes to slice him up. You want to see this shit, right? And this guy protects him by choking him out. So he's protected. This guy wakes up, he's safe. The cops lift him. They can do whatever, put him in prison, mental health assessments, whatever. But both guys are safe because of Javier's skills. Javier, Unbreakable Baez, earned a 5-2-1 record as a professional mixed martial artist. Like, not the best of records, fighting from August 2011 until December 2018. 2 of his wins came via KO or TKO, and 2 were submission, 1 armbar and 1 rear naked choke. Submissions were a double-edged sword for Baez, with both of his losses coming via tap out. He also had 1 bout go to a draw. So, like, this guy was able to be tapped out. This is what I'm saying. The lowest ranked MMA fighter. Just go train MMA. Just go do straight MMA in an MMA class. The lowest ranked MMA fighter. Like, I'm not saying to fight in MMA. I'm saying just go do training in MMA. Like, there's an art of MMA these days. And you can go train for it. Do you know what I mean? It's very, very good fitness for your health, for your skills, for life. It's probably the thing that you should do. Away from all the weightlifting, this thing will get you into shape, and you will learn something that's going to protect you in situations like this. So it's like, you know, this guy didn't even have a good record. And it just shows that the lowest ranked MMA fighter in the real world is going to protect you. These are the people that you want in society. It's 100%, you know, we need more kids to be doing this. Like, if I had any laws, controls of any laws, I would make MMA mandatory to be trained in school. 45 minutes to an hour every single day or 3 days a week. Kids will be learning the art of MMA, everything, grappling, stand-up, not even to compete, but just to know. It's fantastic. Like, right, guys, so there you have it. You know, I just have to sort of reiterate what I said before. Leave ego at the door. Don't do this stuff. Run away. If you've watched the video, you can see that Javier didn't have the chance to run away, so he had to use his skills. So I can only imagine if an unskilled person had been in this situation, we would be reading an article about a murder. And it's really, really sad the way America's going at the minute. You know, big up the Americans, though. You know, I think you will get through it. 100%, that American spirit. But yeah, guys, crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. I mean, just have to say this again. The lowest ranked MMA guy is going to be able to take on most of the planet that isn't trained. 110%. Forget about all this Aikido stuff. Forget about all this fake martial arts stuff. That shit's going to get you killed. That is going to get you killed. Do an MMA class. MMA, straight MMA. You don't have to compete. You're just training in MMA. You're learning the movements. You're learning the grappling. You're learning the stand-up. And that's, personally myself, I think that's better than boxing training, because boxing's good, but it's like close up. You need to be close up to somebody for that. But in MMA, you're learning everything. You're learning how to take people down. You're learning how to defend yourself. You're learning real weight distribution. But instead of that Aikido stuff where you're using people's weight against them, I've seen that. Like, it's just, I don't want to put it down, but I know it's a real martial art. But listen, man, yeah, you get where I'm going with that. But that is the end of the video. Crazy stuff. Let me know in the comments your opinion on this here. Remember, smash the like button. That's all you have to do. I do not want your money. I do not want anything else. All you have to do to watch my videos is like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. 3 things: like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you really want to help me out, leave a comment and tell me what you think. And as I say, if you want to, all my social media links can be found in the comment, or the description of this video. Head over to my TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. You can become a member on my TikTok if you really, really want. And you get all the priority stuff on my TikTok whenever I'm doing my lives. That is the end. And I do all my fight companions, most of them on there for the foreseeable future. As I say, I get lots of traction on TikTok. But that is the end of the video, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for giving me your time. I appreciate that. And that's it, guys. Peace.